ESG commitments are a growing trend for oil and gas producers. To help producers meet these goals, Kimray has been focusing on creating solutions that reduce or eliminate emissions. One of these products is the low pressure high volume valve, or LPHV, paired with an electric actuator. In this video, I'm going to show you how to convert a pneumatic LPHV to electric. Hi, I'm Mike with Kimray, where we help energy producers solve their biggest control challenges. Since its release in 2021, the LPHV has proven to be very effective, with producers reporting the trim lasting 10 times longer or even more as compared to other valves trim in extremely erosive conditions. For a case study and more information about what makes the LPHV so effective, check out the links below. The LPHV is the first Kimray low-pressure dump valve that can be electrically actuated, allowing producers to now experience the benefits of emissions-free operation. You can convert an existing pneumatic LPHV without having to remove the valve from the line, or you can purchase a pre-programmed and calibrated LPHV with electric actuation from your local Kimray store or distributor. Kimray offers two types of electric actuator: the Valvcon, which provides rotary actuation, and the Tritex, which provides linear actuation. To learn more about actuator options, watch our video that compares advantages for both types. In this video, I'll be showing you how to convert the LPHV to use each of these electric actuators. For these conversion demonstrations, we'll be using a 2-inch LPHV, but the same actuators shown here are used for all sizes, with different mounts based on the valve size. We'll start with a Valvcon rotary actuator. Here are the components and tools you need to convert from a standard LPHV. Use a 1/4-inch socket to loosen the bolts on the coupling block and remove. Use a 5/8-inch socket to remove the 4 mounting bolts from the valve body. Then remove the pneumatic actuator. Place the R2L on top of the valve body, oriented so the operator will be able to see the travel indicator. Hand start the included mounting bolts and tighten in a star pattern with a 1/2-inch socket to 25 to 30 foot-pounds. Remove the coupling block by unthreading the 2 bolts with a 1/4-inch socket. Turn the rotary shaft so that it touches the valve shaft. Then position the 2 coupling block pieces and travel indicator as shown, and hand start the 2 bolts. Tighten with a 1/4-inch socket. Out of the box, the travel indicator scale will be loose. This can be positioned into place later during the Valvcon calibration. Now you can mount the Valvcon to the R2L using the included bolts. The face of the Valvcon should be facing the same way as the R2L tag. Start the 4 included mounting bolts by hand and tighten with a 10mm or adjustable wrench. This completes the assembly. For wiring and calibration instructions, follow our video on how to calibrate the Valvcon electric actuator. For conversion to the Tritex linear electric actuator, here are the components and tools you'll need. First, remove the pneumatic actuator as detailed earlier in this video. Place the bottom plate of the mounting bracket on top of the valve, oriented to your preference, either parallel or perpendicular. Install the included bolts with lock washers and tighten with a 5/8-inch socket in a star pattern. Next, apply Loctite to 4 of the included flanged bolts and use them to attach the 4 standoffs to the bottom plate. Tighten with a 9/16 socket. Slide the bushing onto one of the 4 standoffs and slide the anti-rotate bracket into the bushing. It will fit in a couple of orientations, but either will work. Place the top plate onto the standoffs, apply Loctite to the remaining 4 flanged bolts, and hand start into the standoffs. Tighten with a 9/16 socket. Now you're ready to install the Tritex actuator. Remove the 4 nuts and washers from the bottom of the Tritex. Then apply Loctite to the threaded end of the Tritex shaft and thread on the shaft coupling. Place the Tritex onto the top plate. The orientation is not critical, but it's best to orient so the wiring terminals are easy to access. On each of the 4 rods, slide on a washer and thread a nut onto each. Hold the top nuts in place with a 7/16 socket and use a 7/16 wrench to tighten the bottom nuts in a star pattern to 7.5 foot-pounds. The last step is to join the Tritex shaft to the valve shaft with a coupling block. You will likely need to move the Tritex shaft up or down into position, so this step will be done after the wiring is connected and the actuator is powered on. When you are ready to attach it, place the 2 coupling block halves together around the shafts and thread the 2 bolts in. Tighten gradually, going back and forth between the 2 bolts so that the coupling block compresses evenly. For wiring and calibration instructions, follow our Tritex installation and setup video. Now you are ready for emissions-free control. For questions about the LPHV with electric actuation or to place an order, contact your local Kimray store or authorized distributor.